Tokyo Disneyland's Haunted Mansion is a better preserved copy of Walt Disney World's original Haunted Mansion. Yet recently, some rooms in this estate present new objects that add an unnatural layer of story to this haunted manor. Today we'll explore these clues and the names and stories given to the inhabitants of Tokyo Disneyland's Haunted Mansion here in Stories from the Mansion. I've been following a Japanese channel called Yamato Style. Since January this year, I've noticed he started uploading Haunted Mansion related videos. In his ride-throughs of the attractions, several objects have been scattered through the library, conservatory, ballroom, attic, and the crypts. All of these are part of a Disney campaign called Disney Story Beyond, where they will focus on an attraction for an amount of time and will enrich the plot of each attraction with storytelling resources such as props and augmented reality. This time, it's the mansion's turn. Let us analyze the story and characters of this game. The game introduces us to ZJ, a new maid working at the mansion. The official story for this game goes as follows. Misfortune happened to ZJ, who eventually became the head of this mansion. She was shocked when she dropped the ghost registry and some pages flew out of the room. In order to solve this situation that should not have happened, ZJ asked fellow mortals to collect all the pages. The characters from the lost pages are the following. Number 1. The Fading Gentleman. This one refers to the aging man portrait character that I will refer to henceforth as Master Gracie. He holds a cane with a bat and has a pocket watch with a bat as well. You can see a shadow in his face showing his upcoming age. The only thing mentioned about him in the website is, this man is shrouded in mystery. Some ghosts seem to call him the Withering Gentleman. Then, number 2, the Tightrope Girl. In this officially licensed game, she is called Sally Slater. The site says the following about her. Her name is Sally Slater. It is popular in the mansion as a ghost with an excellent sense of balance. Even so, I don't think she was polishing her sense of balance in such a place. Number 3. We have a couple now, which could be married or are brothers, since they both have the same and last name. The waltz dancers Harland and Marilyn O'Hara. The registry asks us, what is the motive of the brooch Harland wears on his chest? If we take a look at the illustration, we can see he wears a star, a golden star, similar to a sheriff's badge. Number 4. The Bride. We have the bride, who is officially named here Constance, linking her identity to the American mansion counterparts. The ghost registry says about her, her name is Constance, a beautiful bride with strong ambitions, a pearl necklace that glitters around her neck. How many do you think she's wearing? An allusion to the number of colors and the number of dead husbands she has. We then have the hitchhiking ghosts. Their names are mentioned, and there's a small clue mentioning what does the hitchhiking ghost has on its bag. Something we must be sure to solve later in the game. Finally, there is mention of the servants. The ghost registry says, the haunted mansion, where 999 ghosts live. Don't forget the existence of those who serve the mansion. His name is Xavier and her name is ZJ. These characters are also present at some Main Street shops where the game is being sold. The game consists of mysteries and clues scattered about the mansion, where you must use augmented reality to solve them. Let's take a look at the objects. The first objects are seen at the library, with 3 pages scattered around. At the library's table, we find several interesting objects. The first one is a hat. This is not a top hat, but a keypie hat. One that was very popular during the Civil War in the US. Judging by the looks, it definitely looks blue. Could it be a hat worn by a Union soldier during the Civil War? The Haunted Mansion was set during these times, so it could be. And also, this Haunted Mansion, even though it is located in Fantasyland, it's a copy of the one that is supposed to be located in the Hudson River Valley, making it a northern state, therefore making Master Gracie a Union soldier. Moving on, we find some new objects at the table. This one right here looks like a holster to me. It again seems to allude to some sort of Civil War soldier or armed owner. Right next to it we have a cobra cane, which I assume belongs to whichever ghost is sitting there. Then a bat bell, similar to the one Leota has, and the ones that were sold a couple of years back as Haunted Mansion memorabilia, a journal, and right next to it a pocket watch, again with a bat figure on the top. If we look closely at the Master Gracie drawing for this campaign, he uses a cane with a bat. Perhaps the pocket watch is also his. Finally, some bluish purple roses or flowers are next to the table. We'll return to these later. Now let's continue our tour. The next object is a drawing of a young man, which again looks a lot like Master Gracie, resting in the music room's couch. Right next to it, there is a suitcase or bag with the letter H, so whomever drew him had an H somewhere in his name. We can also find one of the missing registry pages next to his drawing. After the piano and after the ghost host mentions there's 999 ghosts in the mansion, we find the couch where the young man at the drawing posed. There is a page from the registry, an object on top which looks like a black quill. If you see something else, please tell me in the comments, but I see a black quill. And right next to that there is a mirror, presumably where the young man saw himself. The other objects, well, I can't honestly really tell what they are. One looks like a tin box, and the other as some sort of shiny jewelry. Let's put a pin on that one. Then at the conservatory, right in front of the coffin, we find a small table with Master Gracie's cane, a teacup, and a page from the ghost gallery. Our next stop, the ballroom. In one of the chairs, close to some waltz dancers, we find a pair of purple gloves, some ballerina shoes, a ribbon, and a missing page from the ghost registry. These are obviously from Sally Slater. Next stop, the attic. Now that one is really important. We find the beating heart bride, but she has a different look this time. First of all, she is wearing 5 necklaces and now has 5 portraits behind her. These are identical to the US portraits of Constance, linking this bride to Constance Hatchaway. The website also calls her that and makes emphasis on the number of necklaces, confirming she gets one each time she murders a husband. A page from the ghost registry can also be found next to her, but this one looks like it was about to get burned. Now, at the graveyard, we can find 3 pages at the ghost registry, a bag from one of the hitchhikers and a hat from another one of them. Also, there is some sort of flask on top of one of the pages. Poison or medicine? You tell me, what do you think it's there? We find an identical flask at the table of the tea party ghosts. Are they drinking this concoction? Is it a tonic? Or is it the poison that led to their death? Finally, when we find the hitchhiking ghosts, we can see 2 flasks. One has stumbled on the floor and has opened up, revealing a green substance which is now obvious to be the poison. Next to it, a ghost registry page has been made, a small paper plane. That's funny, isn't it? Which of the 3 hitchhiking ghosts do you think did this? So, what can we make of all these clues? Because there are a lot of them. Okay, the next thing I'm going to say is just my theory, okay? So let's go. Well, if we look at the website, when they speak of Harland O'Hara, they mention his brooch, which is a golden star, or apparently looks like that. Could he be an authority such as a sheriff? If we look at her, she wears ribbons on her hair, similar to the ones at the dance floor, and pink gloves, which don't look like the ones on the ballroom, since those are shorter and look more like Sally's along with the shoes. Now, at the conservatory, we can find Master Gracie had tea, and that reminds me of the poison that the tea drinkers were having, and well, those tea drinkers don't seem alive to me, so, this leads us to think Master Gracie was poisoned, and his corpse, in this version of the story, could be the one coming out of the coffin at the conservatory. Going back to the music room, we now know that the age in the suitcase is Harland O'Hara's, and quite possibly he could be the one posing, since the shiny object at the couch looks like a star brooch. What do you think? I told you I was going to put a pin on that, so yeah. As to the objects in the library, they are definitely Master Gracie's, since the bat motif is present in all the objects. So in this version, the master was a former Union soldier with some knowledge of guns and a deep preoccupation of time. And that could be evident with his quick aging, you know what I mean. Finding Sally Slater and the O'Hara girl stuff in the same place makes me think there was some sort of fight between Harland and Master Gracie. After all, Sally's description in the site says she was trying to maintain balance, and while I might allude to her death, it might also mean she had two relationships at the same time, one with Harland and another one with Master Gracie. The master might have challenged Harland to a duel and shot him, thus winning. Marilyn, which could either be the wife or sister of Harland, I'm inclining myself more to a sister, could have had her revenge by buying some poison from a hitchhiking vendor, and having her revenge on the master, who now comes back from the dead in a skeletal form, which the official drawing makes emphasis on. This could have led to Sally committing a suicidal act and giving no clue of Marilyn's death. Now, how does Constance fit in all of this? Was she related to any of these crimes? The only thing I can find connecting her to this is the flowers at the library seem similar to the ones at her bouquet. Perhaps she was a sister, relative, love relation of Master Gracie. Also, since there is no axe or beheading implication here, it seems Constance might have also used tea poison to kill her husbands. The hitchhiking ghosts seem to have both sold poison and poisoned people themselves as well, making accomplices in the crimes of Constance and Marilyn. But that's just my take on the matter. What do you guys think? How do you connect these dots and all of these scattered clues around the ride? Whatever the official story is, I'm really happy Disney is giving the Haunted Mansion the attention it truly deserves, and finally adds a name and backstory to many of their sinister characters. Would you like to see this in the Florida or California Haunted Mansion? Let me know in the comment section. And also, don't forget to visit Yamato's Style channel and take a look at the POV. Take a look at all the clues, because I want you to tell me your theory of the story and write it down in the comment section. Perhaps you're seeing something that I can't. This has been all for now. Rest in peace. And I'll see you all a little later.